Hey, hello, how are you? And welcome to the news. Just a quick thought and a quick question for you. Do you think that monkeys practice tantra? Not sure, hard to say. Welcome into the news, just a bit of a concept. So, one thing that's sort of interesting, I suppose, is that people tend to forget the most important aspect of doing things, which entails doing them and actually giving them a try. Wouldn't you forget to do the thing to do that you wanted to do if you were gonna try to do something indeed? Peculiar how people forget to do the most important aspect of doing and trying something, which is actually doing it. Moving on down the line, this is sort of the affiliate edition of the news. The first thing up is something called TV Bossfire, which allows you to have something of a TV channel of your own on the internet TV. For example, Roku is one example. They have a couple services which they provide, so it's worth looking into. Edutainment is a unique it's an angle. It's an angle to get into the angle. It's an angle to get into the dangle. It's an angle to get into the game. It's an angle to get into the industry. Edutainment means you go inside of yourself and you've got something that's unique. And you do a bit of research on it. And you make a bit of a niche out of it. And then you sort of express it and you pull it out like this weirdo podcast. And you try to make a bit of uniqueness around it and just add flavor, because we can't help to not do that, because that is what personal branding is all about. Taking that special sauce that's inside and making it outside in essence. And so if you use that to use entertainment can be casted for dollars. And the media industry obviously is a big one, but the things like Roku and internet connected TV are still significant outlets that have distribution that's not always 100% untapped these days. So it's possible to, especially with the SDK, coding is what it's called. It's unique because they just offered that specifically to Roku users to be able to facilitate just that code, which means that they weeded out a lot of users in the past. So it's possible to jump in there and use edutainment so that everybody can just use their elixir and their special sauce to be able to put out content on something such as Roku and Amazon TV, to be able to get in there. And TV Bossfire is an interesting angle to be able to get into that industry. So hopefully you can facilitate that. This is something we're trying to do as well in addition. And in addition to just being spiritual finance, if we get our Roku channel up ultimately, which has been some delays and some things getting a little bit sort of set back, to be able to try to get things up and going and up on there, is to be able to add witchcraft to the mix of spiritual finance. It'll be like spiritual finance, witchcraft, or witchcraft, spiritual finance, sort of all a combination with a hyphen in between all those, to be able to get our channel up there for the DINKY Tech channel, to be able to add more so elixirs, talking about more so elixirs and potions and things such as this, where we add weird potions of energy. So it's kind of like spiritual finance, where we're finding value in different things because we're making things out of potions and such things. And yeah, my voice is still sort of gone a little bit, but that's hopefully all right, because punk sounds and punk music is supposed to be about different changes of voice anyways, I suppose you could say. So hopefully you check that out. It's tvbossfire.com. And another separate affiliate, which isn't even actually an affiliate, but I call it the affiliate episode because in essence I'm just talking about other companies that already exist, but that provided value to me and the DINKY Tech brand. The second one is called Unbroken Investing. And today there was a seminar for unbrokeninvesting.com, and they had a little get-together, a gathering, and there were some interesting tidbits which are worth taking away. One of them has to do with something called an infinite asset. And it's not as crazy as it sounds. It's something that just doesn't go away as time goes on. There's short-term and long-term assets, but infinite assets are something such as a dividend stock that will continue to pay out, and dividend stocks will continue in an infinite sense, as in assuming that everything in the world continues to go on for the long term in essence. And real estate is another one. They're both infinite assets in essence because they continue to last and last in essence, and you can continue to renovate an asset such as real estate and such things. So if you are continually renting it out, it's continuously an infinite asset, and it's all about cash flow. That whole organization is about cash flow, so I recommend checking into this conceptual space for continuous knowledge and such things. The webinar today was extremely useful and peculiar and interesting, and I suppose an interesting mindset combination of different folks from different strokes to be able to just try to get a little bit of a conceptualization from some different angles. And it's literally only a few people, but their whole mindset and the little small culture that they've gathered is still sort of small and intimate necessarily, but it's kind of interesting to just hear the angles that they sort of throw out there a little bit at a time. A second attribute that was kind of cool from their sort of perspective on things, I suppose you could say, is that diversification, which is an obvious and interesting thing that's necessary to use in practicing investing, is cool, but doing it across 6 different markets is a unique way to try to keep a bulletproof or a strong portfolio as time goes on, as opposed to just doing everything in the stock market, for example. That's just one market. Like, for example, there's agriculture, there's the lending market, there's the stock market, there's, different markets such as this. And so you want to diversify yourself a little bit, and that's something that we just sort of started to focus upon. But actual gardening is something that we want to do too. So we've got that as a bit of an emphasis in the future as well. That's something for future episodes. It's something to look forward to down the line. It's talking about vertical farming and gardening, because it's super unique, and it can also help feed the world. That can help that practice of vertical farming, gardening, can help people to, in essence, focus on developing and growing their own food. It is a separate affiliate which hasn't been named or proclaimed yet. It's called Brick Street Farms. It was from a different video talking about vertical farming and such things, but that's not an affiliate. There's no connection with us at the current time with that necessarily. It's just sort of interesting and cool and interesting because it's super valid and valuable, because everyone in the world should be able to grow their own food, and it's literally something that can be contained inside of an inside environment and such things. And it's a super interesting, hopefully future affiliate for us to be moving in the direction of that space, because ultimately just growing things is really super interesting and cool, and just trying to actually move into a space in the future time for DINKY TehC as an office and a whole entire sort of an environment to have that surrounding hopefully also the scooter making. We're looking into scooter making designs also. Haven't been able to become an affiliate just yet with one of the manufacturers, but we're trying to get scooters made and try to also have vertical farming at the same time happening in the same space. So at the same time, we want to try to be able to grow things so that there's like surrounding plants everywhere at all given times in terms of trying to grow and develop business in terms of manufacturing and developing future scooters and such, which are e-scooters, which are like alpine slides at the same time, which I've talked about before. And I said before, we're going to try to add an alternator to it. We have to get the basic mechanics done first. So I was looking at a do-it-yourself service tonight to be able to try to facilitate and put some of those parts together so we can get a prototype for you and start putting up a website so that you are able to see what the prototype looks like soon enough, and hopefully you'll be able to try one and order one sooner thereafter of the spreadboard by DINKY TehC. All right, talk to you in a bit. I hope this was a sweet and short little blurb episode of the affiliate episode. Thanks for hanging out at the affiliate episode, and we'll talk to you more about some more affiliates and hopefully some more interesting cool stuff, such as the witchcraft and spiritual finance channel that's on the connected internet TV channel space that we're trying to distribute more content through, as well as a little bit in the future. All right, thanks again. All right, bye. DINKY TehC, bye,